Well, after you.
Hey guys, hello gorgeous. Time for another visit to the 80s Toy Museum. I've got my Battle Cat bling on today because after the last couple of visits to Cybertron, it's time to take a trip across the galaxy to Eternia to take a look at the first half of my modern Masters of the Universe collection.
Hurry! Faster! Faster!
Relax, Bone Brain. There's no need to rush when you're visiting this museum.
Question is, where do we start?
How about right where we left off? Right beside the Transformers G1 collection is the first part of today's tour, the Masters of the Universe Commemorative Collection, a series of reissues released in 2000 by Mattel that are reproductions of the original Masters figures of the 80s. This set is displayed on a partial pegboard to give it that in-store feel.
Yeah, good idea.
There's 18 carded figures in total, which also gives it that vintage toy store feel. I remember staring up at a wall of Masters of the Universe figures like this one many times at Highway Market or Toys R Us.
And when you open them, they explode, right?
Maybe. Best to keep them on card if that's the case. Let's start at the top and work our way down. There's Buzz-Off, Heroic Spy in the Sky, Battle Armor He-Man, and Mossman, who was originally part of a 5-pack, but I've given him his own individual commemorative box. One row down is Teela, the captain of the Royal Guard. Another exclusive 5-pack figure, the Prince of Eternia and alter ego of He-Man, Prince Adam.
Oh, that's nice.
Wake me when it's over.
And one of the most intriguing characters in MOTU, Eternia's version of Yin and Yang, the Cosmic Enforcer, Zodak, the Birdman of Avion, Stratos, and the most powerful man on Eternia.
The most powerful man in the universe.
That too. It's He-Man. And good old Duncan, aka Man-at-Arms. And then there's...
The evil forces of Skeletor.
There's Beastman, a very nice looking Skeletor,
I am not nice.
and the Ocean Warlord, Merman. Then there's Triclops, Trapjaw, and Faker.
What's this? It's nothing but a robot!
And the final row features Evil Lyn, Battle Armor Skeletor, and the calamitous crustacean Clawful. Rounding the corner takes us to a smorgasbord of MOTU figures featuring Snake Men, the Horde, Skeletor's evil minions, and at the very top, the 2000X collection. In the top corner is a carded NECA He-Man in his classic colors, one of the non-posable Staction figures that was released after the toy line ended. There's an assortment of figures, the heroes on the left side, Adam and He-Man, Classics version, in the middle, with the 2000X Castle Grayskull in behind. And hello, what have we here?
It's the sorceress, you boob!
Watch your language.
It's badly damaged.
Well, I wouldn't say badly, but yeah, she took a header off the castle and broke part of her helmet. And Zoar watches from atop the castle. And on the right are the villains, including the Wizard World exclusive Keldor, the brother of King Randor and uncle of He-Man.
There is a family resemblance.
With a few NECA Staction figures mixed throughout to fill out the forces, and another nice Skeletor on a flocked Panther.
Listen, I am not nice, I am not kind, and I am not wonderful.
One shelf down is a mix of 2000X figures, Stactions, and Classics. There's the original He-Man and source of the power of Grayskull, King Grayskull, atop the ferocious Battle Lion.
I have the power!
With a gold sword fit for, well, a king. Then there's the NECA Stactions of the Evil Horde, Skeletor all amped up on Ambrosia, 2000X's version of the Princess of Power, She-Ra, and some Snake Stompers, He-Man and King Grayskull in their snake armor, and the Snake Men, both action figures and the NECA Stactions. Like the classics He-Man and King Grayskull, I think the classics King Hiss goes nicely with these older figures. And one shelf down are Skeletor's evil henchmen.
Dolts, half-wits, bunglers,
Wow, how do you really feel?
brainless idiots. You couldn't even beat a motley group of gnomes.
To display my Masters of the Universe Classics figures, I like to have the box figure in behind, and an open figure in front to play around and futz with.
He plays with them. All that power, and he plays with them.
And I love how they look on Mattel's Grayskull stands, even though these stands don't do a very good job of holding some of these weak-ankled figures up. There's Beastman,
You overgrown fur coat.
and Merman,
Oh, Lord of Water, Master of Fish, Lakes and Streams,
Triclops,
Master of Vision,
Evil Lyn,
Sorceress of Night,
Trapjaw,
Wizard of Weapons.
the exact duplicate of He-Man, except he's a robot and has the complexion of a Smurf. It's Faker, the evil master of martial arts, Jitsu. And every toy line from the 80s needs a ninja, right? It's Ninjor, evil master of ninjinry? More baddies one shelf down, starting with Too Bad, a real boob.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah, don't ever call me that.
Sorry. There's Clawful and the poorly named Whiplash.
They should call you Wimplash.
That's a good one, Skeletor.
And Webster.
Hello, suckers.
Oh, and what's that smell? Oh, it's Stinkor! Whew! Let me open a window. Oh, that's better. Whew. Okay, we've got Spikor, the evil master of taking things,
Take him, Spikor.
and one of the coolest glow-in-the-dark figures ever made, it's Scareglow. And even though he's considered part of the Snake Men in the Classics line, I don't see any fangs or scales, so he's part of Skeletor's minions on my shelf. It's Blast Attack.
Why do I surround myself with fools?
Maybe because they're a colorful, fun-looking bunch, even if they're ridiculously incompetent. And speaking of incompetent, it's...
The evil forces of Hordak!
I have a number of Hordak variants.
Oh, you do you?
Yes, I do. I said do. There's the original toy version of Hordak, Hurricane Hordak, Buzzsaw Hordak, and the original Filmation version of Hordak, with snorting action. Hey Mantenna, say something.
I don't know what to say. How about a joke?
How about not? There's Grizzlor ready to give somebody a bear hug. And another hands-on hordsman, Leech. And that no-good bloodsucker, Mosquitor. Next shelf down has the the lovely Catra.
Oh, that's better.
And Clawful's secret crush, Scorpia. And there's Modulok,
Just the one I was looking for.
General Sunder with some diaphanous horde troopers.
What did you call me?
It means flimsy. And Multibot ready to give it full power, whatever it may be.
Full power, Multibot. Full power.
Dragstore, and the one Classics figure I don't have a duplicate of to display because it's so rare. It's the mysterious Shadow Weaver. Hopefully Super 7 will release an affordable version soon. And when they do...
No power on Etheria will be able to stop me.
And the bottom shelf features the Snake Men. Starting with...
Cobra Khan! You snake?
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Even though he was originally one of Skeletor's henchmen, he's got fangs and scales, so... you know. And there's also...
Rattler.
And the original toy version of King Hiss. There's some generic Snake Men with the 2000X version of King Hiss. And Snakeface. Keep your distance from Tongue Lashor.
Or you will be sorry.
and Squeeze in the bottom corner. Also on the floor, since he's too big to fit on a shelf, it's He-Man's old dragon pal, Granomir. He's become a little possessive of the 80s toy museum, though.
Who dares to invade my home, put out my fire, and steal my magic?
It's not a fire, it's a light, and I didn't steal your magic. I was only borrowing it.
What?
I'll explain later. So that's part 10 of the 80s Toy Museum virtual tour, the commemorative, 2000X, and Classics Villains collection. Next episode, we'll cover the rest of the Classics collection, featuring the heroes of Eternia and Etheria, as well as a trip to the sewers with the carded Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Classic collection, as well as some of my favorite 80s primetime mercs. Thanks to the Patreon tribe for helping decide this week's topic by voting. If you'd like to take part in future votes, as well as enjoy exclusive reviews and discussions, you can join the Patreon tribe yourself for just $1 a month. We're building a wonderful community of positive, easygoing fans of toys, TV, movies, and comics that honestly feels a lot like the tribe I used to hang out with as a kid. Good brothers and sisters, and I'm honored to call them my friends. Hope you enjoyed this latest stroll through the museum.
It was our pleasure.
Anytime.
Feel free to leave a thought below, and to join the tribe, hit subscribe. Nerdmaste!